And here we are. Here we are, our first podcast. Welcome for those who are listening and watching. My name's Andrew.
I'm Holly.
Hello, welcome to our humble abode, our little setup here. Something we've wanted to do for quite a while, and because of the whole situation outside with lockdown,
Here we are.
forced our hands, and we don't know exactly what to talk about for our first show, so maybe because of the situation outside, we talk about how to entertain oneself.
How to entertain oneself. I think, it is kind of a little bit of a weird time for everyone. No one really knows what's going on.
That's it.
But I think it has forced some people to think creatively and, put themselves out there maybe in a way that they hadn't before.
That's exactly right, yes. I wanted to do one of these for ages. I thought, do we really need another podcast from a comedian? I don't know, and stuff. And after watching a lot, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
You bring yourself
yes, we
to
do.
it. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, so we're in a sticky situation outside in public at the moment. So Netflix and Stan and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime and all that stuff's getting a beating at the moment in a good way. They're getting a lot of content watched, and we've been jumping on that bandwagon and watching heaps. So much.
We just watched Tiger King.
Finished that, yeah. What a train wreck.
Tiger King. 8 episodes. 8 episodes? 6 episodes?
8.
8 episodes. Those who don't know, we do have our dog.
He's going to make a little appearance. There he is. Yeah.
If there is weird scratching or sneezing noises at some point, just embrace it.
That's it, yes.
But yeah, we did just watch Tiger King.
Yep.
What a roller coaster.
Yep. Absolute train wreck, as I said before, in a good way. Like, it's, I don't know what it is. There's something about that southern trailer park trash. Like, there's a moment that I cracked up laughing, and it was just one line where he goes, "You done gone piss me the fuck off." Motherfucker. As I said to you, like, something about southerners swearing is so much better than any other demographic. It's so good.
It's true. Had you heard of him before
Never.
the show? Yeah, neither.
Never. When was that filmed? It was like something like 2016.
Well, it's kind of been filmed over the last 4 or 5 years, but they didn't obviously know that it was going to turn into what it did turn into.
Yeah.
That was never the intention, was it?
Crazy. Yeah. Bleached mullet, handlebar mo. For the record, I am going to grow a handlebar mo one day, whether it's for a show or for Movember. I've always wanted one, but never really had an excuse to get one. I've had a mullet though. I didn't want one, but my mum sort of made me get one. I was like 6 or 7, so she liked the mullet. I hated it.
That explains everything.
He's knocked the camera there. That's all right. He's bumped it. Go on your bed. Yes, he's like a big child, a big furry child. His name's Elvis. Did I say that before? I forget.
I'm not sure, but
anyway,
you've said it again.
We're big Elvis fans. He's trying to get through, but mate, on your bed. Go on your bed.
He's very obedient, as you can tell. He's really behaves himself.
He's a bad motherfucker. Yeah, he's on his bed. There we go. Yeah, third time I think. Yeah,
so it's a little bit bizarre though, keeping all of those animals in captivity, and I feel like anyone who has watched it, or even if you haven't watched it, it's kind of a bit of a wake-up call into how ridiculous certain people are.
Crazy.
And with no regard for the animals at all.
Yeah, it didn't even become about the animals towards the second half of the show, like from episode 4 onwards. It was just about their ego, court dates, what's the other chick's name? The one who was... Carol something. I won't spoil anything if you haven't watched it. I'm pretty sure everyone's probably watched it by now, but if you haven't, there's a good little... sort of, not a villain. Well, everyone's a villain in this show. Everyone's an arsehole. Like, there's no redeeming people in this whole show. But, which is kind of the beauty of it. But, she's... Yeah, conspiracy theories. I'm just going to say, she killed her husband. There's no way. Spoiler alert, but, I mean, you make up your own mind when you watch it. But it's pretty fucking obvious, I think. She looks like a sociopath.
She does.
Because, she's using that rescue the big cats for her ego. I don't know if she actually believes in that. Or who knows, maybe. But
we were talking about it yesterday, too, the fact that, you've already had the spoiler. Her husband dies of we don't know how. There's theories that you can work out once you've watched it. But one thing is that really stood out to me was the fact that she spent her whole life dedicated to looking after these animals and fighting for animal rights and activism and everything like that. But she spent barely any time trying to find her missing husband.
None.
Which just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't shed a single tear. I mean, maybe she did in private, or like there's always those cases. I think back in the 80s and stuff, there was these like, I forget what I was watching, but it was like a daytime talk show. It might have been Oprah or something. Like when I was a little kid, about like someone's kid went missing and they didn't shed one single tear, and everyone goes, "She did it. She did it." It's like, well, no, because she just took. She was grieving in a different way, or it wasn't real to her or something. So that's not really like, oh, she didn't cry once on camera, so she must be guilty. It's not so that. It's not that. It's just the fact that her demeanor and everything, something's off.
It just seemed incredibly blasé. It was almost like it just happened with no regard. And they even had said in the documentary as well that you can't actually declare someone as passed until 5 years after they've gone missing. And the day after the 5 years, to the date, she registered him as passed. Which just kind of screams, let's get this done.
She was fucking waiting for that day. It was like, boom.
But
he did.
Yeah, I guess everyone handles grief and things in different ways.
Yeah, but there's just, you can tell that there's something off about her. Again, I think she's a sociopath. They all are. They're all fucked.
They're all bizarre.
Yeah, no one's redeemed at all, really. I suppose there's a little bit of remorse, but even then you're sort of like, do they really believe what they're saying? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, highly recommend.
It still
Tiger
makes
King.
for good TV, regardless
Great
of
TV.
anything.
It's a fucking awesome trailer park train wreck. It's so good. What else have we been in? Like another show we can recommend, I suppose, or a movie.
John Wick.
Fuck yeah.
3.
Yes. Parabellum, I think that's the name of it. But yeah, fuck. I loved the John Wick movies.
We were lucky enough to see it at the cinema.
We were. I think it was a date. We were dating then, or we were just hanging out, being we were friends first. Just biding our time. No, we were. And we used to go to the movies a lot. I think that might have been when it was a date.
I think that was a date.
I don't know. Yeah. But
yeah.
That's when we stopped calling each other bro. And
John Wick 3 though.
Yeah, amazing. Fucking beautifully shot. Which you were going on about when we saw it. You were saying how good it is. And when we watched it again the other night on Netflix. Netflix or Stan? I think it's Netflix.
It's Netflix.
It's Netflix, yeah. It's so fucking good.
It's so good.
It's beautiful. Like, it's uber violent, but like, I don't know. It's a different kind of violence from most films. Or even another one Keanu's in is like The Matrix. It always felt like a dance. And it didn't feel like it was dangerous. This feels like it's full on fucking dangerous. Like, oh, it's so good.
I think they really thought through the way that they filmed it, to be honest. Like,
absolutely.
It's very, very thorough.
Every shot is beautiful. You were going on about the cinematography. It's just like stunning.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Like
So
the set design is out of this world. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, props to all those people who put that together. And then lighting wise, like the cinematography is just delicious.
Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful. Like
so
there's
good.
so many moments that they've captured, like most films have those kind of opening sequences or like, certain shots that really stand out, but it's almost like every single shot is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And we were even saying that, nothing's an accident.
You said that.
Nothing's an accident.
You fucking said that. And then we looked it up on IMDb and the cinematographer actually quoted saying nothing's by accident. I'm like, fucking you said it without even knowing. It's so good.
No, it is really, really beautiful. If you can watch it, watch it on
all three.
As big of a screen as you possibly can.
Hell yeah. Keanu, my boy Keanu. Big fan. Fucking love Keanu. I think I was telling you about like favourite actors and movie stars. There's a difference between an actor and a movie star, and I'll get into that in a minute. But like I remember in drama school, there's a few people who used to bag him, going, "Oh, he's a terrible actor." I was like, "Fuck off!" Keanu's awesome. He's also a really cool dude in real life.
He is a very cool dude.
He's so lovely, And if anyone who had an excuse not to be lovely because of the shit he's gone through, but he's so fucking awesome. And, like, he's more of a movie star than an actor, I suppose. Like, The Rock is a movie star. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie star. They're not actors. Like, an actor is Daniel Day-Lewis. That's a fucking actor.
Like an actor.
Yeah, actor. Like, pretentious it sounds. But, yeah, or Sean Penn or something. But, yeah, he's an awesome movie star. And, like, the era's ending, I think, where you can... A movie comes up and it's got so-and-so in it. And I'm like, I'll see that because they're in it.
Yeah, true.
You know, which that era's kind of ending, I think. I think there's another podcast that talks about that Tom Cruise was the last of that. I think it sort of bled over to, like, DiCaprio and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
There's DiCaprio fans and Brad Pitt fans and stuff like that. But, yeah, they're more movie stars than actors.
I think we were talking about that the other day as well with directors.
Hell yeah, yeah.
You know, there's certain directors that you're like, I will see that just because it's directed by that person.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, absolutely. Yeah. Anything he does, I'm fucking there. Like, he's got a new one, Tenet, coming out. And again, playing with time. He loves time. He loves fucking around with time. All of his movies. And I showed you Interstellar the other day.
Yes.
Yeah. You liked it?
Yes.
We didn't really talk about it afterwards because, like, I loved it when I saw it. It blew my mind.
I loved it.
And I wanted to. Is it this when you watch a movie with a partner or a friend or something, and we've talked about this, you're more looking at their reaction than watching the movie to see if they like it or not. Like, it's like, oh, does she like this bit? I don't know. But,
I liked it. I liked it. I feel like it was, it was the same thing. Stunning, like, beautifully shot. Those effects and everything that they put in as well was really realistic, and
it feels real.
It might
real. Not be like there might.
I mean, you can tell that the research has been done though to create it to be as realistic as possible within the storyline.
That's what he does. Yeah, he really researches what he's doing. I think anyway. He looks like he does, and he sets it in a real world, which I love. Yeah, because like. Perfect example, like Fast and Furious. Like, none of that fucking shit is believable, but at least Nolan can test the boundaries where, I don't know if this would happen or not, but I'm jumping on board. I buy it because everything else seemed real and tangible. Fast and the Furious movies, no fucking way. Like, I think I was watching the newest trailer of the new, I don't know what part they're up to. I think 9 or some shit.
27.
27, yeah. And I was down, you're upstairs and I was downstairs, and I audibly voiced my opinion watching this trailer going, oh, fuck off. And you yelled down the stairs, whoa, what's wrong? I went, it's Fast and Furious.
I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, cool, yeah, fair. I don't know what it was. It was like I don't know. It was a car flying or some fucking shit, or getting dragged off a cliff. Whatever. Like when they jumped the car from the building to building, it's like, okay, all right, let's, whatever.
Yeah, that was the good thing about that Interstellar was that it did feel real. Like, yeah, you almost could believe, even though it was, you know, as over dramatic and super, I don't know, out of this world. Anyone who's seen it, but it still was, it still was really real. Like
it was based in our world now. Like it was it was actually based in, was it not 2020, but it might have been. No, it was 20 or something. Yeah, something like that. So I like when movies do that where it's just a little bit in the future where everything still looks the same, but there's a couple of little things like Logan. Was it Logan? Yeah, Logan did that well. Like it's still in the future, but it's kind of our future. It's only like 7-10 years from now.
What was that one we watched the other day with the video game world that they step into?
Oh, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
So good. So good. It feels like it's Spielberg's greatest hits, really, which I loved because, I mean, I know people change, like, with age and stuff, what interests them and stuff. It just feels like there's some of these later films I'm like, man, they're okay. They're all right. They're, you know, but Ready Player One's, as I said, is like a greatest hits. It's like Spielberg in fine form, like referencing, like, 80s pop culture and stuff, which I love.
Yeah, so many nods to so many things. It was beautiful.
Good. Yeah, really fun. Good popcorn film. Really
silly and fun.
Yeah, I hate when people diminish that stuff.
Easy watch.
Yeah, when people go, oh, it's just dumb action and stuff. It's like, well, I think that's a good balance of silly action, but also a good storyline as well. It was based on a book, so
had a bit of a message in it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep. Put the controls down, kids. Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Yeah, no, good. And I've never been a gamer, as I said. Like, yeah. Really, but I did play games. I had a Sega Mega Drive 2, which I fucking wish I still had. I was going through I was really poor at one point, and I just had to sell everything, all these horror film collectible things like toys and stuff, and I had to sell my Sega Mega Drive 2, which was the best birthday present. I think I was 12 when I got it. It was really good. I know. My favourite game on it was actually Michael Jackson Moonwalker. It was. I was a big Michael Jackson fan.
Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
It was so. For those of you who have played it, they're like, oh yeah, it's craptastic. It's so good. What was your? Did you have a game? You were into games, weren't you?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel mostly I just played whatever my dad did, Grand Theft Auto, Need for Speed, all those type of the classic games.
Classic PS1
anything
games.
early, obviously Donkey Kong.
Fuck yeah,
that
I
was
love
big.
Donkey Kong.
Mario Kart.
Because I had a friend, John, and my cousin actually. I had the Sega, they had the Super Nintendo, so we used to bounce between the two places and play different games, which was awesome. Sega guys had Sonic the Hedgehog,
yeah,
Nintendo peeps had Mario, obviously, which I loved both, and Donkey Kong. I loved them. It was that RoboCop versus Terminator, I think, was my second favourite that I got as an ex-rental.
Yeah, it's kind of cool and retro now
it's
too,
so
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah, I sold
games
them all.
are incredible though at the moment. There's
I think
so many stunning games.
Yeah, I've been left behind. Because I was living with a game designer for about a year and stuff, and some of the stuff she'd come home with, I'll be and I see her playing, I'm like, fuck. I've been left behind. The coolest game that the last cool game that I played was Grand Theft Auto 3, the first PS one. I was like, oh, what's this? You can get to run around and do shit? Get to kill people?
Now it's it's
There's
just...
worlds.
Yeah, full-on worlds. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I feel like I've been left behind with the game, which is fine. I'm not much of a gamer. I never have been.
I know that one that, I don't know if I'm a little bit behind now with what's out, but I know Uncharted was huge.
That rings a bell.
Uncharted, it was absolutely beautiful. It was just in all of these gorgeous forests and...
It's like the Indiana Jones Tomb Raider kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they did release the Tomb Raider game, which kind of had a similar... look. I don't know if the creators were
maybe the same company
combined or something, but beautiful. Yeah. But I don't want to talk about game because I don't know enough about it to go on about
We're
it.
going to have gamers watching this going, oh, fuck, too good. Fuck, it's not fucking good, too good.
There's more games than Mario Kart and Grand Theft Auto, guys.
Seriously, you get on YouTube comment sections. Oh, it is the dumbest of the dumb. The vocal minority are just you don't know, you noob. I remember found out that from a friend once. He called me a noob and went, what the fuck's that? And it's N00 or N00, I think, B. I was like, oh, it means you're a newbie or something. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I have sex. Play with your game, mate. Not knocking all gamers, by the way. I love most of my good friends are actually gamers, but yeah, just there is that mentality, that group cult, with any industry, really.
Yeah, true.
Any industry has that cult, get on a comment section, shut the fuck up. We're allowed to learn,
I'm sure people will leave some comments.
No doubt. That's okay. You know what? Do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm a comedian. I'm used to people hating or loving what I say, either, whatever. Fucking everyone's got an opinion, Use it. I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. So that's it. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what Elvis thinks of,
that's how
commenters who, get on there. The trolls, as they call them. Trolls. Internet trolls. And people make a living off that, whatever. Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a tangent. Anyway, it just seems like I was fucking bashing gamers, which I'm not. As I said, some of my good friends are gamers. I've played games, but there seems to be that, I don't know if it's a subculture or just the, bagging each other online with the headsets and stuff, which even Avengers, Endgame took the piss out of.
Yeah, they do touch on that.
Fat Thor. It was so good. They're playing Fortnite. Now, I had to actually ask, what the fuck is Fortnite? Because I have no idea. And
You'd
a friend
never
of
heard.
mine, never. And a friend of mine who was a teacher at a primary school was like, oh, dude, fucking we have to tell everyone to put their phones and iPads and stuff down. They had a banning policy in the classroom.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was. It was a game of some sort, and I went, all right, explain it to me. I think it was like I was talking Grand Theft Auto. We could run around and do whatever you want. Now they have the worlds, you can do that online. And as far as I'm aware, Fortnite is that, but it's free, I think, or at least it was. I don't know. I shouldn't really talk about something I had no idea about. But I'm old. Whatever. I'm an old man. You know, pull out the Scrabble.
I remember we used to, the big thing we used to do with the phones was just Bluetooth songs to each other. We had like those Sony Ericsson phones and things like that. And if you were cool or like seen, you definitely had the hip top.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever had those.
No.
They were like they were like a rectangle that you'd slide up and the keypad was underneath.
I've seen them.
Yeah, that was very cool. Oh, that was so cool.
That was after my time at school. Yeah,
that was the coolest of cool. If you had one of those.
We had Discmans, okay, and Tamagotchis. So
we had Tamagotchis as well, but that was when we were in primary school.
Well, this was early high school for us, like year 7, like grade 6 to year 7 was us, like, and the teachers would have a Tamagotchi banning on the classroom, and fair, because you'd hear it fucking go off constantly. Yo-yos were a thing when I was in year 7. Yo-yos. Yeah, they came back in a big bad way.
Random.
Yeah.
We had the bracelets that were plastic.
I didn't remember those.
Do you remember those? What a waste of fucking plastic.
What a waste of time. They're killing dolphins now, so...
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Why were we all walking around with these? Some people had massive stacks of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, we still,
Sort of?
I mean, a hair tie is about as much jewellery as I ever wear, but... You know. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember those. The things that were banned at school. I remember in primary school. Remember those sherbet sticks? They were like the plastic. They were, I don't know.
Yeah,
they were long plastic tubes, about the
like
width
a
of a straw. Yeah.
But
they had like this sherbet, different like green, yellow, pink, whatever. They got banned because they were found all through the playground. So that the teachers would crack the shits because kids would just chuck them on the ground. And it's like, well... Fucking pollution, dude, guys. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They were banned from our school. Absolutely banned. They were sherbet straws or whatever the fuck they were called.
When we were in primary school, you know the yogurts in the tube? Go-Get.
That's it, yeah.
Go-Get in a tube. Well, what became a trend was, it sounds ridiculous, but you would lay them all out like on the basketball court and then ride your bike over them.
Waste of food.
Yeah, like I know that now, but this was brilliant at the time.
Oh, cool.
And you would try and see who could like squash the most. So you'd lay them all out, like 10 in a row, and some of them you just go over and they wouldn't break. But whoever could squash the most obviously rode the hardest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the coolest
Derek's
thing
the cool
to do.
kid today.
But that was a thing. These go-gurts.
Cool.
That was a good time.
Yeah. What do we have? We had anything like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I grew up in a country town, so like it was pretty much just trying to get beaten up, I suppose. That was our game. Like, no, actually, it wasn't a big deal at our school. Like, as far as I can remember, like beating up and stuff like that, and fights. So kids fight. It was high school. We had a lot of fights in high school. I remember that because, like, you know, young boys full of testosterone. Random boners constantly. It's like, I just want to fucking punch something. I don't know. It was just like... High school was fucked. I hated high school. I don't know how you felt about yours, but I couldn't stand mine.
There's some things that were awesome, and then the rest of it was
the peak
horrible.
of high school was year 8, I think, as in like I had the best group of friends. Some I still kind of keep in contact with because, you know, we're all in our 30s now. We've got lives and shit. But yeah, I think year 8 was the best. It was so good. We caused so much shit. In year 8, we weren't bad kids. There was bad kids at my school, very bad, like breaking the law bad. But we weren't those kids. We were kids that just like, we were so fucking bored, like, you know, wagging class or whatever, but we'd also cause havoc mainly for teachers. Like, as in like knocking over lockers and shit like that and doing what we called corridor runs.
Yeah.
We used to wear rubber masks and run down the corridor and like bang everything on the way down. The teachers would chase us and they wouldn't know who we were because we were wearing rubber masks. It's like, you know, it's not the worst thing to do. We didn't like... Yeah, I don't think we caused any major damage, but we're still
you probably
little shits.
felt like you were...
Oh, so
you know,
rebellious.
taking over the world with your antics and everything, but really, you probably were just making a bit of noise that was annoying for people, and teachers had to pull you into line.
Some kids were taking drugs and getting laid on the weekends. We were having pay-per-view parties for wrestling. And we'd pull out all the mattresses and start body slamming each other, man, like fucking nerds.
I remember getting in trouble a few times for staying in the classroom, like during lunch and wanting to work on my stuff. And they're like, you need to go outside. I'm like, I want to stay in here and finish my work. They're like, you need to go outside. Outside you go. You can't be in here. And I'm like, I'm a workaholic. I am 15 years old.
That's a good thing to start at 15 because I'm fucking lazy. I'm so lazy. When I have to do something, I'm like, what else can I do before I do that? A procrastinator. That's a good thing to start with at such a young age, to be a bit of a workaholic. Like, to have a good work ethic. And they fucking stopped that. That's stupid. Like, go outside and get skin cancer in the sun. Like, it's like fucking whatever. But if you want to be a nerd, whatever. I had a thing for nerdy girls in school, though. Yeah, they were hot. Like, I remember all the guys are like, oh, so-and-so. I won't mention their names because like, they might watch this to go, was I hot? Like, the hot girls or whatever, the cool hot girls and the hot guys too. It's like, oh, everyone, it never interested me. It was always the nerdy or the metal chicks. The nerdy girls were like, hot. In high school, I don't know what it was. Love me some nerds. Not that I got to date really in high school. I was a fucking nerd myself. I was a wrestling nerd and a movie nerd. I wasn't fucking nothing. But yeah, no, high school was interesting. I fucking hated it. Hated it. But yeah, I was pretty much kicked out. Like, when you say kicked out, you think, oh, he must have been a bad boy. No, I just didn't do anything. They were like, you should probably leave. Like,
it's probably time to go.
Go into a trade.
You're not really bringing much to the table here.
Exactly. Like, you should go. Like,
we get an average equivalent score to the rest of the country. We need to make sure that we're keeping that at a certain level.
We want the government's money. Like, get out of here, dum-dum. Like, oh, fuck.
I used to have the thing where teachers were pleasantly surprised that I did well, which I found
stupid.
Yeah, I found really almost disheartening. You put in all this work and all this effort, and I was an alternative chick at the time, like a kind of did my own thing looks wise and whatever, and I guess maybe hung out, maybe the friends or whatever that I had were part of a group of rebels, or I don't know what you even want to call us, but I would do really good work and present really good work. And I would literally have teachers be like, oh. I had one time where I went to a parent school teacher interview with my mum and the teacher goes, I was just, I was a little bit concerned about having her in my class, but far out, she's done such a great job. And my mum's like, okay, did you just stereotype my daughter into a category of not doing well?
Yeah. Some teachers shouldn't be teachers, especially at our school. Like, it was kind of just I don't know, I don't want to bag teachers because I know a few, as I said before. I'm friends with a couple here and there. But there's if it's not a passion, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, teach the next generation of kids, don't fucking do it because you'll be one of those teachers.
Now, though. Can you imagine it now? Compared to when we were in primary school or high school. Can you imagine now?
No. I didn't. I hated school then. I would hate school now as a teacher. Fuck that. I couldn't imagine being a teenager now. Fuck that.
There's
with
also
online
this thing
and stuff
now where I'm like, you're 12, but I don't remember being that cool when I was 12.
Nah.
These 11 and 12-year-olds are like Instagram famous.
Yeah, what the fuck? And also, bullying, as I was saying before, is obviously a thing in every school, but I think now I don't know if it's worse because it doesn't stop.
You take it home.
Yeah, that's it. All these kids, you could have so many likes and so many whatever, followers and shit like that. That must really fucking come into play. Low self... Isn't the depression rate's going through the roof for 16-year-olds and stuff? So some statistic that it's getting worse? It's horrible. That's fucked. And they reckon... I don't know if they've drawn it to, but they reckon it's got to do with online influence.
Oh, I can't see any other thing that
it's in their face constantly. We've got the phones always on us, access to everything, and if someone wants to give you shit, they can, and they can do it from the other side of the world if they wanted to. But yeah, they get bullied at school and they get bullied at home. It's fucked. It's really sad, actually. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, what the solution is. I suppose education, stop bullying. I don't know. I fucking hate bullies. That was one thing. If I ever got into a fight in school, primary school or high school, it was to do with a bully. And it wasn't always to do with me. Like, it could be my brother or someone. If someone was getting bullied, it would be like, it'd flick a switch in me. I'm like, not on my fucking watch. And I don't know why. Like, I'm a superhero or something. Like, oh, Andy's got to stand up. But I don't know what it was. It was a switch that was flicked, and I'm like, fuck no. Like, how dare that person feel so superior that they need to push someone else down to make themselves feel good? I don't know. I hate that. I just can't stand it. I think they're a piece of shit. People who feel like that, bullies. But yeah, with online, it's a bit harder as well. It's more catty.
It is.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I think it's because there's the distance, social distancing.
Yes. Very problem. He's trying to make his podcast debut along with us, Elvis. And, you know, he's like, pay attention to me. Yes. Just making our podcast a little bit cuter. On YouTube, I suppose. I wouldn't be able to see him online for listening. But yeah, so here we are. First podcast. Talking smack, talking rubbish, talking about entertainment, talking about bullying, talking about school. Pretty deep.
Pretty deep
Stuff. As I said, full circle, come back. Everyone's sort of in lockdown at the moment. I think we're in stage 3 in Australia. Mm-hmm. So Netflix and all online stuff's getting a hammering. But that's the thing we're talking about, like, in a stage of crisis like this, and we've got nothing to do, we have to stay home. We turn to the arts, don't we?
We do.
We turn to movies and podcast. We turn to all stuff. People creating shit, music, films, TV. You know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
it means that the industry's, you know, still important. Still valid.
Yeah, everyone's going to constantly create something. You know, there's that argument that everything's being done. Probably. But, like, it's not going to stop people from doing it. Like, I'm sure the world doesn't need another podcast, but here we are. Because fuck it, why not? Why not? You know? Yeah, interesting times we're living in. But, yeah, there you go. You hungry?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a common thing when we finish. It's going to be, you hungry?
You hungry?
Let's go get some food, babe.
Are you hungry?
He's always hungry. He will eat anything.
He will.
But he's getting a bit all up in our grill at the moment, so I think it's a hint that he goes...
It's being a little bit demanding.
Yeah, he goes, let's eat, guys. So, all right, you want to leave it there? All right, we'll leave it there. We'll go get food. I hope you enjoy this first one. There'll be much more. We're going to have guests on this show eventually. We are. When this sort of social distancing thing... Even though we are 1.5 metres, I think, apart. I think I measured it. Yeah, don't fine us, the government. But we will. We'll have guests on here and stuff, and we'll talk a bunch of different stuff. Different guests of all different walks of life. Not always from the entertainment industry, whatever. We'll get a vet on here. Fuck, I don't know. Get some free advice while they're on here. Yeah, thank you for those of you who listened. Tune into the next one. And see you then. Cheers.
Good stuff.
Yay.